Joe Manchin is the biggest villain in US politics right now. He's holding hostage tens of millions of poor and working people by threatening to kill the biggest social safety net expansion in 80 years. The American Families Plan would provide 2 years of free community college, 12 weeks paid family leave and sick leave, a large expansion of affordable housing, lower drug prices. It would even create a civilian climate corps which would employ 1.5 million people to help restore the environment. You might be one of the 70% or so of voters who support these policies. And if it has so much support, why hasn't it passed yet? It's because the Senate Democrats need 50 yes votes out of the 100 seats to pass the bill. But that means they need Manchin, who's withholding his vote. By withholding his vote, Joe Manchin is single-handedly holding up $3.5 trillion in social spending, which would change the game for millions of people barely getting by right now. A Politico reporter asked him what's the holdup, and he said, what's the need? What's the need? Maybe the fact that 1 in 3 families with children went hungry last year. Maybe the fact that the majority of bankruptcies in this country are due to medical bills. Or how about the fact that of all high-income countries, the US is the only one without paid maternity leave. But what makes this comment truly evil is the reality in Joe Manchin's own home state, West Virginia, which consistently ranks as one of the poorest states in the country. I covered a protest there a few weeks ago, and Matt from the Poor People's Campaign told me this.
We are worst in poverty. We're the fattest group of people on the planet. We have the worst health outcomes. We have the worst mental health. I mean, we have a saying in West Virginia, thank God for Mississippi, because occasionally Mississippi is 50th and we're 49th.
Joe Manchin has given all kinds of reasons why he opposes the bill. He says it's financially irresponsible to spend $3.5 trillion over 10 years, which comes out to about $350 billion a year. But he has no problem voting for the annual military budget, which comes out to about $1 trillion a year. The real reason Joe Manchin is withholding his vote is because he represents the ultra-rich, and this spending bill would be funded by raising taxes on corporations, who happen to be his biggest donors. He rakes in millions from big coal and oil. The big banks love him. His own daughter was a big pharma CEO who made millions of dollars by jacking up EpiPen prices by 400%. This guy is clearly a criminal, but the Democratic leaders are treating him like he's just another colleague. They might even give in to his demands. Instead of doing that, how about we turn up the heat on Manchin? Investigate his corrupt donations, investigate his shady business investments, and his daughter's pharmaceutical company. Joe Manchin loves to portray himself as a level-headed moderate, but he's really an extremist who's hijacking our political system for his personal gain. Instead of letting one man push the entire country around, isn't it time the country puts the pressure on him?